go any training center. You can learn anytime and anywhere 24/7 as per your learning speed. If English is a challenge for you and has become a barrier in your career growth, I invite you to join our online English speaking blueprint course. If you are a working professional, job seeker, student, homemaker, government employees, or anyone who is very serious about speaking English fluently with confidence, then this course is for you. So please check the offer below and get it started. And I'll see you inside the course. Thank you.
Step up your security game and become a cybersecurity pro with Simplilearn's Cybersecurity Expert Masters program. Gain advanced security skills through industry-leading certification courses, including CompTIA Security, CEH, CISM, CISSP, CCSP. So, get the learning going and unlock the door to your cybersecurity career success now. Start learning.
Was incredibly professional, really good, very skilled at his job, and I thought he did a fantastic job on my hair. And he also did things that we don't get, like in the States, like he cut my hair and then he shaved, of course, and then he took out this ear cleaner, these stuff, and he cleaned my ears.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in America.
Everyone does that.
Oh, wow. Like, it's interesting because, like, in Thailand, I lived in Thailand for many years, and what they do is they massage your head. And that's yeah, it's really nice. So when you get a haircut, they massage your head. But I guess in Vietnam, they clean your ears.
Yes. Now you talk about it, I think it's only unique to Vietnamese barber.
So only Vietnamese barbers clean your ears?
I think so.
By the way. By the way. Oh, by the way, was it expensive? We say by the way when we suddenly think of something we want to say. Notice the following. By the way, Jack wants you to call him. Oh, by the way, are you coming to the party tomorrow? So, anyway. So, anyway. So, anyway, I paid the check and left. Here, so, anyway, is used to return to an earlier point. Notice the samples. So, anyway, what did you finally do? So, anyway, I'm having coffee and I see an elephant walking down the street. Embarrassingly. Embarrassingly. Embarrassingly, I forgot her name. When we do something foolish, we feel embarrassed. Here are two samples. I forgot to use the ATM, so embarrassingly, my guest paid for dinner. In Paris, I embarrassingly ordered Café American. The waiter just laughed. Like. So, what did you do there? Sometimes, in American English, like is used in conversation as a pause. It's very informal. Notice the samples. I was shocked to hear the news. He was so happy that he passed the test. Now that you talk about it. Now that you talk about it. It's interesting now that you talk about it. We say, now that you talk about it, when a topic of conversation reminds us of something or someone. Notice the following. I thought he was rude too, now that you talk about it. Now that you talk about it, when is the final exam?
Class rules.
So, Marion, how are your classes?
My classes are quite good at the moment. I'm enjoying them, yeah. I work in a...
The table looks nice, na?
चॉइस किसकी है
Yeah. Renting from Furlenco was your idea, right?
$7.99 per month है किसने बताया?
Finally, rent किसने किया?
अच्छा
Classes are
तुम्हें
quite
पैदा
good
किसने किया,
at the
हाँ?
moment. I'm enjoying them. Yeah. I work in a
Keeping you together even when you're apart. Packages starting at just rupees $7.99 per month.
Table looks nice, na?
Hi everyone, I am Arvind Sood, numerology and Vastu coach. I am going to host a free webinar on numerology where I will talk how to take best out of your date of birth and how to transform your life.
classes are quite good at the moment. I'm enjoying them.
Please click the button.
I work in a
Keeping you together even when you're apart. Packages starting at just rupees $7.99 per month.
Table looks nice, na?
Hi everyone, I am Arvind Sood, numerology and Vastu coach. I am going to host
next to
a
them.
free webinar
when
on
they should be listening or writing or doing something else. I don't mind if they talk to each other about what we're doing, but if they're talking about what was on TV last night or something like that, I don't like it. Unless they do it in English. If they can, that's fine.
Well, what do you do if your students are bad or naughty? How do you discipline them?
I hit them.
No, you
No,
don't.
I don't.
You do not.
I'm joking. Well, I have quite small classes, so it's quite easy. I'll just either call their name or walk down to their seat. And if everybody is working on something, I'll talk to them about their work and see what they're doing, if they have any problems, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it gets worse, then sometimes they have to stand up. Or if they're really, really naughty and don't do any work, they'll have to come back and see me after school and finish their work then.
Wow. Damn. So are you a strict teacher or a friendly teacher?
I'm more of a friendly teacher, but with a couple of classes, I've become a strict teacher because I have to be. But mostly a friendly teacher, I think.
Who are easier to teach, the junior high students or the high school students?
Probably the junior high because they're more enthusiastic about English. They get quite excited about coming to our classes. And like I said, they're small classes, so it's easier and better for them too because they have more chance to speak and to use English.
At the moment. At the moment. My classes are quite good at the moment. The phrase at the moment is similar in meaning to right now. Notice the following. 1. I'm quite busy at the moment. 2. He's not here at the moment. Can I take a message? Range from. Right up to. Range from. Right up to. My students range from 12 years old right up to 18. Here the word range means a set of things from the lowest to the highest number. Notice the following. 1. Prices range from $100 a night right up to $1,000 a night. 2. Salaries range from $35,000 a year for a clerk right up to $75,000 a year for a supervisor. Basically. I teach them communication, basically. The word basically is used when we talk about a main idea, not about details. Notice the following. 1. This letter basically means you must appear in court. 2. I quit my job basically because I was bored with it. Naughty. Naughty. There's always going to be a few who are a bit naughty. Naughty children don't listen to their parents or teachers. Notice the following. 1. My brother was always naughty in school. 2. If you're naughty, you won't get dessert. To discipline. To discipline. How do you discipline them? Here, discipline has the same meaning as punish. Notice the following. 1. The class was disciplined for talking. They were given extra homework. 2. Research shows hitting children is not an effective way to discipline them.
Middle school.
So, Miss Naomi from, where is it you're from?
Wales.
Wales, okay. So, and how old are you now?
I'm 11.
11, okay. So, that means you are in, what would that be, junior school, secondary school?
Junior school.
Junior school, okay. And, so what grade is that in junior school?
6.
Oh, grade 6, okay. So, okay, tell me about your school. What kind of subjects do you study in junior school?
We study art and maths and science and English and geography and history and RE.
RE? What's RE?
Religious education.
Ah, okay. And so you go to school from what time in the morning?
About 9:15 and it starts at 5 past.
The first class is at 5 past. And then do you get a break?
We get a break at 10:30 and then lunch at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock for how long?
For an hour.
An hour? Oh, nice. And then what do you do for lunch in Wales? Do they have like a cafeteria where they cook for you, or?
Yeah, they have that, and you can bring sandwiches.
Oh, you can bring your own sandwiches instead?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do?
I normally bring sandwiches.
Okay. Oh, is that because the dinners are no good, or?
They're okay, but I don't really like them as much as sandwiches.
Oh, okay. And what kind of food do they serve up in the canteen?
They serve roast dinners and
Roast dinners?
Yeah.
What's a roast dinner?
It's like meat and vegetables.
Okay. Okay. Sounds very simple.
Yeah. And pizza and chips and ham and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, it sounds good. And do they give you lots of homework?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, that's good to hear. So what's your favourite subject then in junior school?
Art.
Art?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know. I just like painting and drawing.
Okay. And then what's the subject that you find most boring?
Maths.
Maths?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of maths. So I guess if you're in grade 6, you'll be going on to your next school soon?
Yeah, secondary school.
Okay. And are you looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay, well, it's very nice talking to you, and good luck in your next school.
Normally. Normally. I normally bring sandwiches. The word normally is similar in meaning to usually. Notice the following. 1. I normally go to bed before midnight. 2. He normally drives to work. Canteen. Canteen. What kind of food do they serve up in the canteen? We sometimes call the restaurant at school or work the canteen. Notice the following. 1. The canteen serves mainly fried food. 2. The soldiers can only eat in the canteen. Find boring. Find boring. What subjects do you find boring? The phrase I find is similar in meaning to I think. Notice the following. 1. I find legal dramas too difficult to follow. 2. I find Chinese action films really exciting. Looking forward to. Looking forward to. We look forward to something positive that will happen in the future. Notice the following. 1. I look forward to our next meeting. 2. We're all looking forward to the holiday break. Are you looking forward to that? Are you looking forward to that? Nice talking to you. Nice talking to you. It was very nice talking to you, and good luck in your next school. Nice talking to you is a polite way to end a conversation with people we don't know well. Notice the following. 1. It was nice talking to you. We'll be in touch. 2. Nice talking to you, Joe. I hope to see you around.
Fashion sense.
Okay. Well, what about clothes? Like, are you a brand name person?
No, not at all. That's not my style.
Yeah. So what determines your style? What influences you?
Well, what I do when I go shopping, I usually have something in mind that I want to buy. So either a certain color or just a certain item of clothing, and then I look around at all the different shops and compare the best prices and things like that, and then I'll buy the one that's the best deal, and I'll feel really good about it.
So for your style, do you look around also and you say, oh, I like what that person's wearing, I want to dress this style, or do you just think you have your own style and you don't care if it fits into a mold?
I think it's a mix. I think that sometimes I'll see something that someone's wearing and I'll like it or want something similar, and then of course that mixes in with things that I already have. But I also like to make my own clothes and remake clothes and things like that. So sometimes I'll remake something and realize that I need a sweater or something to go with it, and then I'll just buy it based on something else I already have.
Oh, so you make your own clothes?
Yeah, I don't do it from scratch a lot. Sometimes I'll go to a craft store and buy fabric and then cut it up and make a shirt from flat fabric, but often I take a shirt or pants I already have and make it into something. Like I recently was living with a couple of roommates, and my roommate was getting rid of all her old jeans, so I cut her jeans up and cut a sweater up I had, and then I made it into a jacket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you still have it?
Totally. I wear it all the time.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Melissa.
No problem.
Brand name. I'm not a brand name person. A brand name person only buys clothes from famous shops or designers. Notice the following. 1. I buy most of my clothes at the Gap or Giordano, so I guess I'm a brand name person. 2. My sister spends all her money on brand name clothes. Not my style. Not my style. That's not my style. Clothes we don't feel comfortable wearing are not our style. Here are 2 samples. 1. Expensive designer clothes are not my style. 2. I love sports, but football shirts and baseball caps are just not my style. Fit into a mold. Fit into a mold. Her style doesn't fit into a mold. Clothes that fit into a mold are all the same style. Notice the samples. 1. Mark's in a punk band, so he really fits into a mold. 2. She buys everything second-hand. She doesn't care about fitting into a mold. Do from scratch. Do from scratch. I don't make clothes from scratch. When we do something from scratch, we buy the materials and make it ourselves. Here are some samples. 1. When I was a kid, my mum used to bake cakes from scratch. 2. Julie makes all her clothes from scratch. A craft store. A craft store. I buy fabric at a craft store. A craft store sells materials and tools used for making creative things. Notice the following. 1. We can buy materials to make the party decorations at the craft store. 2. She buys pieces of fabric at the craft store.
Kids and money.
So, next week I have to do a debate in my finance class.
Oh, really? What is your debate about?
Our debate topic is about whether we should teach finance to kids. So, things like investment and the stock market, things like tax.
Okay, and what do you think about the topic?
I think it's really important that kids learn about things like this, particularly in our society these days where literally everything revolves around money. I mean, even when you're 14 or 15, you go out and get a job and you have to start doing things like paying tax. And, I mean, you're going to have savings and you can invest that if you wanted to and turn that into more money. So even when you're really young, I think it's important to know this kind of information.
But don't you think that there's a lot of consequences when you're burdening kids from, what was it, middle school, high school, with
13 or 14.
financial responsibilities? I mean, kids are kids, after all. Shouldn't they be playing around, going to the park instead of worrying about the stock market crashing in Europe or the States?
Well, they don't have to worry about the stock market crashing, but I think it is good if they just know a little bit of information about it.
But if they have all the information, every time there's a drop in the GE stocks, they're going to flip out and, they won't be able to sleep. And you're giving kids too much to worry about in an age they shouldn't be worrying about these things. It is, after all, their parents' responsibility to worry about these things. And eventually it's going to be their turn, but I think it's just giving them something before they have to worry about it.
So you think junior high school's too early to start teaching kids about this kind of stuff?
I think so, yeah. Especially when you're making it because they have to take responsibility of their own money, considering the fact that they don't even have an income.
What if they do have an income?
Well, their income would be like $5 an hour. So I don't think they'll be investing anything of that.
Well, you never know.
Maybe.
Revolves around. Revolves around. Everything revolves around money. Here, Hannah is saying that money affects all areas of life. Here are 2 samples. His whole life revolves around sports. My dad's not home much. It's like his life revolves around work. Consequences. Consequences. There are a lot of consequences. Consequences are the result of our actions. The term is most often negative. Notice the samples. The health consequences of smoking are well known. Lack of exercise and poor diet can have negative consequences later in life. Kids are kids. Kids are kids. Kids are kids, after all. Here, kids are kids means that kids are not the same as adults. Notice the following. Cultures are different, but people are people. My job is interesting, but work is work. I'd rather be playing tennis. A drop in stocks. A drop in stocks. There's a drop in GE stocks. A drop in stock means the price goes down for a stock price. Notice the sample sentences. The poor economy caused a drop in stocks. The Gulf of Mexico oil spill caused a drop in BP stock. Flip out. Flip out. They're going to flip out. When we flip out, we react strongly to something. It's almost always negative. Notice the following. When my parents saw my tattoo, they flipped out. He flipped out when he wasn't accepted to the university.
Brothers.
Hi, Ron. I met your brother, Michael, and I learned that you're a triplet. So, what is it like being a triplet?
Yes, I am a triplet. It's a good thing. I'm very close with my brothers, both of them. One of my brothers' name is Michael, and the other's name is Patrick, and all three of us are equally close with each other.
Did you guys play the same sports growing up?
We all played the same sports growing up. However, as we got older, we started concentrating on our own sports. So me and Patrick played football, American football, and Michael started focusing more on soccer. But from the beginning, we all played the same sports together.
Do you guys dress the same?
We are very similar in how we think, so we do wear each other's clothes, and so we do dress alike.
Have you ever walked out wearing similar shirts or same outfits?
Yes, we have. And for the most part, we try not to wear the same colors if we're together going out.
Did you get in trouble growing up, all of you?
I think for the most part, we were good kids growing up. And the good thing about being very close to your brothers is that you never wanted to disappoint your brothers or make them think bad of you. So you always tried to be a good kid.
What's cool about being a triplet?
I would say the coolest thing about being a triplet is just having people that are very close to you all the time. We never really had trouble making friends, or when I went to a new school, I always had a friend with me because my brothers were always with me. I was never alone.
Was there anything not cool about being a triplet?
Well, growing up, the attention is not so cool sometimes. It gets kind of old, and the questions about being a triplet gets kind of old, but for the most part, it's good.
Normally. Normally. I normally bring sandwiches. Notice the following. 1. I normally go to bed before midnight. 2. He normally drives to work. Canteen. Canteen. What kind of food do they serve up in the canteen? Notice the following. 1. The canteen serves mainly fried food. 2. The soldiers can only eat in the canteen. Find boring. Find boring. What subject do you find boring? Notice the following. 1. I find legal dramas too difficult to follow. 2. I find Chinese action films really exciting. Looking forward to. Looking forward to. Are you looking forward to that? Notice the following. 1. I look forward to our next meeting. 2. We're all looking forward to the holiday break. Nice talking to you. Nice talking to you. It was very nice talking to you, and good luck in your next school. Notice the following. 1. It was nice talking to you. We'll be in touch. 2. Nice talking to you, Joe. I hope to see you around.
Sisters.
We're talking about family this week, and you have a sister, correct?
Yes, sister.
Now, what's kind of unique about your sister is you both are similar in age and you go to university together, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So
only 2 years younger than me.
So yeah, so you are 22?
22.
She's 20.
Yes.
Okay. What's it like going to university with your sister?
It's kind of like difficult because I have to take care of her, but it's also fun because you can share things with her.
Yeah. What do you mean like you have to take care of her?
Well, I'm in my 4th year right now, so I'm kind of like not busy. So whatever she wants to have dinner, I have to cook.
Really? You cook for
Yes.
her?
Yes, it's true. I'm a good sister.
That's very nice. So what kind of things do you cook for your sister?
Basically Chinese food or lunch packets for her for like tomorrow's.
You make your sister a lunch to take to school?
Yes.
That's like a mother.
Yes.
Wow, that's care and
Well,
devotion.
as I said before, I'm a good sister.
Wow, I guess so. Now, when you first went to university, did you think your sister would join you, would go to the same university?
No, I don't think so because, well, she's very good at chemistry and she's also good at science. So I'm hoping that she will go different directions than me. But, well, I don't know, maybe my mother trusts me and then my mother lead her to me.
What about similarities and differences? How would you say you and your sister are similar?
My voice and her voice is totally the same.
Really?
Yes.
So if your sister was here doing audio work, I wouldn't be able to tell who was who.
Yes, it's true.
Wow.
Sometimes we like to play with peoples on the phone. It's kind of like that, but whenever her friends called, I will pretend that I was her.
Really?
And the vice versa.
That is a funny joke. So what is something that's different? Like, how are you different? Obviously, she's good in science.
Yeah. And, well, the appearance is different. She has darker skin. And then she's very slim.
You are very slim, too.
Thank you.
Are you the same height?
No, I'm taller.
Oh, okay. So you really are the big sister.
Yes.
So you look down on her.
Yes. Sometimes.
So do you guys fight very much, or do you usually get along?
During my childhood, yes, but now, no. We just, well, we know the limits,
Right.
and we know that we are already beginning to be adults. So I don't think that fight is kind of like popular anymore.
Right. So you guys are like two peas in a pod.
Yes.
Play with people. Play with people. Sometimes we like to play with people on the phone. When we play with people, that means we're not honest with our actions or words, but in a fun, joking way. Notice the following. 1. My brother likes to play with me and get me upset. 2. He's always playing with us. We never know if he's serious or joking around. Look down on. Look down on. Do you look down on her? To look down on people means we think we're better or more important than they are. The meaning is negative. Notice the following. 1. People look down on her because of her accent. 2. They look down on me because I was a foreigner. Do you usually get along? Do you usually get along? The phrase get along is similar in meaning to friendly. Notice the following. 1. My brother and I don't get along. We fight often. 2. I hate my class because my teacher and I don't get along. Know the limits. Know one's limits. Know the limits. Know one's limits. We fight sometimes, but we know the limits. To know our limits means to know how much or how many of something is possible before we must stop. Notice the following. 1. I love drinking at parties, but I know my limits. 2. My sisters like to pick on me, but she knows my limits. 2 peas in a pod. 2 peas in a pod. We're 2 peas in a pod. The phrase 2 peas in a pod compares 2 people who are in some way the same or similar. Notice the following. 1. My father and I love going on fishing trips together. We're like 2 peas in a pod. 2. Those 2 students are always together. They're 2 peas in a pod.
Free time.
So Naomi, so you're from Wales and you're 11. So what does an 11-year-old girl do for fun in Wales?
I do music. I play the piano and the violin.
Okay, how long have you played the piano for?
Since I was about 8.
8, and what about the violin?
About the same.
Okay, and what kind of level are you at now then, at the piano?
I just passed my grade 3.
Oh, congratulations. So that's grade 3 of, what is that?
You have different levels. And
Okay.
Yeah.
And it starts at grade 1.
And it gets harder.
Up till, what's the highest grade you can get?
Grade 8.
Oh, grade 8. So you're at grade 3 now?
Yeah.
So I guess the next one you're going to do is grade 4.
Yes.
Okay. And so what do you have to do? What kind of test is it?
It's you learn 3 pieces.
3 pieces of music?
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to play them. And you have to do some singing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some...
Is that like sight reading? You look at the script and you have to sing the notes, or?
No, somebody plays a tune for you and you have to sing it exactly the same tune that they played. And there's sight reading where you have to look at a page and then play it on the piano.
Oh, wow. Is that hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. So how much do you practice the piano then?
It probably should be once a day.
Yeah.
But I normally do it 3 times a week, about that.
Okay. And you enjoy it then?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And you play the violin too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that fun?
Sort of. It's not as fun as the piano.
Okay. Okay. And how do you do any other things in your spare time?
I do guides and swimming.
Guides?
Yeah.
What's guides?
It's like a group of girls and they do activities and everything. And they meet each week to do activities.
Okay. Like what kind of activities do you do?
Well, you go camping sometimes.
Yeah.
And you just do activities like sometimes you do sports and outside activities and lots of things.
Okay. Oh, is it like kind of like the Cub Scouts for
Yes.
the boys? Okay, so you have to wear a uniform?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain the uniform for me?
It's dark blue, and you can either wear jeans or joggers or these trousers.
Joggers?
Yeah.
What are joggers?
The trousers that you wear for sports.
Oh, for like jogging?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, sounds like you do a lot of fun things in your spare time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's very nice to talk to you, and good luck with your piano and your violin.
Thank you.
Play a tune. Play a tune. Somebody plays a tune for you, and you have to sing it. A tune and a song are the same. However, we usually sing a song, but play a tune on a musical instrument. Notice the following. 1. Why don't you play a tune for us on the guitar? 2. Our music teacher plays a tune on the piano and we try to copy it. Once. Once. It probably should be once a day, but I normally do it 3 times a week. Once means the same as one time. Notice the following. 1. My father does yoga at least once a day. 2. Most people take a shower once a day, if not more. Wear a uniform. Wear a uniform. You have to wear a uniform. A uniform is a matching set of clothes worn by the same team, students of the same school, or employees of the same company. Notice the following. 1. The home team usually wears its white uniforms. 2. My sister hated wearing a school uniform. Joggers. Joggers. You can either wear jeans or joggers or these trousers. Joggers are exercise pants. Notice the following. 1. In America, people call joggers sweatpants. 2. I usually wear my old joggers to the gym. Spare time. Spare time. You do a lot of fun things in your spare time. The phrase spare time means the same as free time. Notice the following. People in prison have a lot of spare time. 2. If you have some spare time this weekend, you should come over.
Netball.
So Naomi, so you're from Wales and you're 11. So what does an 11-year-old girl do for fun in Wales?
I do music. I play the piano and the violin.
All right.
And I play sports, netball. And,
Netball?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like a basketball a bit.
Yeah.
But, mostly girls play it. And you have 2 teams, and you have to try and get the ball in each other's nets.
Oh, okay, so it's just like basketball, you bounce
Yeah.
it around.
Well, you don't really bounce it that much. You can only bounce it once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. And you play it indoors then, or?
Yeah, mostly indoors. In the summer, sometimes outdoors.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, so you can only bounce it once?
Yeah, there's 3 different passes you can do, but one is you use a bounce called bounce pass,
Okay.
and you can only use a bounce once.
Okay. To pass it to your teammate?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are the other passes?
There's chest pass.
And what's that?
It's just sort of a straight pass from chest to the other person's chest.
Okay.
And shoulder pass, which is a sort of lob.
Like a lob, you throw it over
Yeah.
your shoulder kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just, well, like basketball, then somebody throws it in the net, and then how many points do you get?
It's a 1 point for every ball that you get in the net.
Oh, okay. And how long is a game of netball?
Probably about an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like half an hour each side, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And how many people are there on a team?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Mostly. Mostly. Mostly girls play netball. The word mostly is similar in meaning to almost all. Notice the following. 1. Football is mostly a man's sport. 2. That restaurant serves mostly chicken. Each other. Each other. You try and get the ball in each other's nets. Here we use the phrase each other to talk about 2 teams. 1. The 2 teams do not like each other. 2. We gave each other presents for the holidays. Bounce. Bounce. You bounce the ball around. When we drop a ball, it bounces back up. Notice the following. 1. You must bounce the ball in basketball. 2. The ball took a big bounce after I dropped it. Pass. Pass. There's 3 different passes you can do in netball. To pass means to quickly give something to someone. In sports, we pass to our teammates. Notice the following. 1. She passed the ball to her teammate. 2. The most difficult pass in netball is the shoulder pass. Lob. Lob. The shoulder pass is sort of a lob. The word lob means to slowly throw something, usually a ball. Notice the following. 1. We lobbed the ball to the baby. 2. When I get home, I always lob my keys onto the table.
The fisherman.
So, Darren, you're from southwest Wales.
Yeah, I'm from a place called Pembrokeshire.
Okay, and what can you do down there for fun?
Well, most of what I do is in my spare time is in some way connected to sport. The last 5 or 6 years I've started fishing again.
Fishing?
Yeah, it's. I know it's got a bit of a dull image, but I fished a lot when I was younger. I gave it up for about 20 years, and someone got me back into it about 6 years ago, and I really do enjoy it again.
What is it that draws you into fishing? I mean,
well, it's quite unusual. We don't fish as most people imagine, where you sit by a riverbank and don't move. The fishing I do is at night time. The fish come in a lot closer, and I fish off the beach. And because they come in closer at night time, it's the best time to go. So it's quite exhilarating just being out there. You haven't got to catch fish to enjoy it.
Right.
It's great being under the stars and hearing the waves crashing. And it's just a beautiful place to be, even if you don't catch a fish, which is good news, really, because I don't catch fish very often.
All right. Yeah, so if I wanted to have a go at fishing, what would I have to do? Like, what kind of equipment would I have to get?
Well, I was amazed when I restarted how cheap it was. It was probably cheaper 20 years after I finished than it was when I packed up. For about £60, you could go down to the local tackle shop, and they're very, very helpful, and they'd kit you out.
Oh, really?
And you could start. But what I would advise is that you would find someone who did know what they were doing, just to show you the ropes, really. But I was amazed how quickly I got back into it after so long away.
And what kind of fish are you catching?
There's loads of fish around the Pembrokeshire coast. Absolutely loads of varieties, but we do target a fish called bass, which I know there's a lot of varieties around the world, but it's a great eating fish.
Oh, so you eat the fish you catch normally?
Yeah, I would only take a fish from the sea if I was going to eat it.
Ah, right.
If I wasn't going to eat it, I'd put it back.
Okay.
But the bass is a beautiful eating fish, quite expensive to buy in a restaurant, so it's a lot better to catch them yourself.
Right.
Give up. Give up. I gave it up for about 20 years. When we give something up, that means we stop doing it. Notice the following. 1. I gave up boxing once I got married. 2. She gave up smoking as soon as she got pregnant. Get back into. Get back into. A friend got me back into fishing about 6 years ago. To get back into something means to start doing it again. Notice the following. 1. I got back into golf after not playing for 5 years. 2. I am trying to get back into studying French, but I just don't have the time. Draw. Draw. What draws you into fishing? What draws us into something is what gets us interested. Notice the following. 1. Men are drawn towards violent sport. 2. That cafe draws in a lot of students with its cheap menu. Exhilarating. Exhilarating. It's quite exhilarating just being out there. The word exhilarating means very exciting. Notice the following. 1. I find a cold shower in the morning to be exhilarating. 2. The time in the forest was exhilarating. Show the ropes. Show the ropes. I will show you the ropes. When we show someone the ropes, that means we teach them how to do a job or task. Notice the following. 1. On the first day of your new job, they will show you the ropes. 2. I did not know what to do, but my friends showed me the ropes.
The allure of fishing.
So, I really don't see it. What's the allure of fishing? I mean, why? What's the catch, as it were?
Well, I can understand that. It's something that looks as if it's not very interesting, but it's that thrill and expectancy of just waiting. And you can wait for hours and hours and catch nothing, but once that rod starts moving and you know you've got a fish on, especially for the bass that I fish for, they're very, very powerful fish. And they can just take the rod and knock it off the rod stand, and you're running off up the beach after your rod, which would mean you've got a decent fish. And the thrill of that moment is just, it's hard to explain, and the only way that you'll ever understand it is to actually have a go yourself. It's like everything. It doesn't suit everybody, but I think a lot more people would fish if they actually had a go and experienced catching a fish.
Is it a popular sport back home?
It's the most popular sport in the UK.
Really?
As far as participants are concerned. But it's not very well publicised. It's much more football, rugby, cricket, golf.
I guess it's not really a spectator sport.
No, although they do actually show some of the fishing events now because of the prize money being so much. It's probably about £25,000 first prize.
Okay.
So it's quite a serious business now, and they do actually show that on the television.
Yeah, I mean, really? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would find it, almost equate it to hunting in a way. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I can understand that view, but I think they need to look at the way fishermen act. As I've said, I'd only keep fish that I would eat. People who fish the rivers would always put their fish back because they don't eat the coarse fish.
Right.
And, you know, that's the way I would see it. It's going back hundreds of years to when people used to hunt.
And that doesn't harm the fish, putting it back? Or?
As long as you do it quickly, there's never any harm. You can see the fish swimming away, and there's no harm done.
So you said that it's the most popular sport in Britain. Is that a new thing, or has it always been that way? Do you think it'll carry on being popular in the future? Because it doesn't have a really kind of sexy image, does it, fishing?
No, it doesn't, but there is a major campaign to get youngsters into fishing. It is a very laid-back sport. You know, it's not a violent sport by any means. And I think the future is good for fishing, more so though in the rivers. The sea fishing, unfortunately, the sea stocks are dwindling quite drastically with the trawlers. And there's a lot of concern that the fish numbers in the sea are going down. So I think the sea fishing may become something that's done by fewer people, and a lot more people would move in and do river fishing because the stocks there are a lot greater.
You've almost sold me. So okay, next time I'll come down to Pembrokeshire and you can take me fishing. What should I bring with me?
Well, I'd have enough kit for you to to keep you going. But it's one of those things. Yeah, have a go at it. See what you like. See if you like it. Sorry. If you don't, you don't. You just walk away and find something else. But I think the majority of people who try it would get hooked.
Nice.